Sorry, I had to have a break. Fucking dogs. Like, one dog is overly possessive of the toy. The other dog is, all she wants to do is play with the toy. That doesn't work because they want to fight over it, and then you have to play, referee. Don't adopt and don't take on more than you can handle. Don't do it. It's not good for you. It's not good for the animals. It's not good for life, right? Just don't fucking do it. Anyways, so back to what I was saying, right? So the kids, they think that because Amazon just delivers 7 days a week, right? That, oh, well, it doesn't matter if I don't have any money. I can go ahead and order these things online and they will just magically appear. The money just magically appears, right? So where do my parents go all day long? Well, they must be going to the spa all day long so that they can just come home and then take up and take care of me and the house, right? Well, that's not how it works. But unfortunately, like I said before, in my personal experience, the parent believes that it's her responsibility to slave drive or be slave driven by the kids, which isn't teaching them any sense of responsibility. And I'm going to give you a perfect example after I take a drink. Hold on. So, I have a blow up, right, with my girlfriend's son a couple days ago. He's got this weird, fucked up way of doing things, right? And it's just fucked up in my personal opinion, because it's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. It doesn't make sense. But then again, who am I, right? I'm just the boyfriend, if you will. I'm just the dead weight. I'm the expendable one in the house, right? But anyways, so he mows the lawn. But he doesn't mow the lawns both of them in the same day, right? Wrap your head around that. This is Florida. It gets hot. It gets humid. It gets sticky. It gets gnarly. So he mows the back half one day, and he mows the front half another day. But he doesn't pick up the dog shit. He doesn't weed whack. He doesn't edge. And he doesn't leaf blow. He doesn't even fill the fucking thing up with gas. Mom does it. So, the other day, finishes mowing the front backyard, goes, puts a lawnmower in the garage, closes the garage door. I'm out like weed whacking, right? I come around the front of the house, garage door's closed, he's MIA. I'm like, what the fuck? Go in the house, missing in action. Not in the shower. He's in his room sitting in front of the fan because it's hot. Yeah, I know it's fucking hot. I get it. I lived here. I've been here for a long time. Anyways, I said, hey man, why aren't you mowing the front lawn? He immediately wants to get aggressive and immediately wants to start arguing with me. Okay, well, this has been coming for a while and now you're gonna get it. But it wasn't like a knockdown, drag out, I'm ready to choke you and teach you what it's like to backtalk to a man. No, I was gentle with you because we've got to handle this kid with these like velvet gloves because, he's tender. Anyways, so I just let him have it, right? He lets me have it. Fine, I get it. I've been doing it this way this whole time. You're just coming in here and you're just doing this and you're disrespectful and you're this and you're that and you're a leech and you're this. And I was like, well, okay, all very good information. I'm very thankful for your opinion. Let me tell you a few things that you don't already know, like the fact that you're fucking lazy, you're disrespectful, you have no sense of responsibility, you're fucking clueless to life. Let's see, what else did I say? You sit around with your feet up, waiting around for other people to take care of you. I just kept on going and going and going, right? The end of it all, we end up shaking hands. I said, hey, look, with all due respect, I do respect you. You have a lot of really great qualities. But there's a lot of things that I just don't get and I don't understand, and nor do I think that I ever will, just because of the actions that you display on a regular basis, right? You would think, right? you would think that it would go in and it would get processed into the computer, and then AI would listen to it all and process it again. You would say to yourself, like, maybe he's right. Not me say that maybe he's right, but him say maybe he's right. Maybe I should do a little bit more, because this is the second time that this has happened. Maybe I should do a little bit more. Maybe I should help a little bit more. Maybe I should go ahead and, try to put my best foot forward. Maybe I should try to help out my mom, who does nothing but give, right? And the reality is that, no, it's not. It hasn't changed a fucking thing, right? Perfect example. Every single morning, this kid goes and he makes himself a fucking bagel, and he puts peanut butter on it. Fine, whatever. Eat whatever you want. I don't give a fuck if you eat a vat of lard every day. It's not my health. I don't really care. What I care about is when I do the dishes at night and when I do the dishes in the morning and the sink is empty of dishes and it's clean, the kitchen as a whole is clean, and you leave your one fucking knife with peanut butter in the sink all day long for someone else to handle after you've been told that that's exactly what you do. Now we have a problem. Now it's a problem. And mom doesn't want to do anything about it because mom wants to handle him with these velvet gloves. Oh, everything's got to be a discussion. We have to have a discussion. It's a discussion about this and a discussion about that. Well, you know why war works? Because when diplomacy breaks down, there is no other option. Sometimes talking doesn't work. Sometimes you have to put your foot down and say, listen, now we're to the point to where the talking isn't working. Now we have to resort to violence. And I use violence as like a metaphor, right? Because it's not like I'm going to beat the kid up or anything. I mean, it's not like he doesn't need it. I mean, he does not like it's not like he deserves it, right? I mean, it's minuscule at best. But when you start adding the things up and then you start saying to yourself, okay, I said these very things right to your face, and you would think that if you had to sit down with your boss and your boss was like, hey, Joe, you're not cutting the mustard, you're not doing this, you're not doing your time cards, you're not turning in your sales reports, you're not doing this emails, you're not doing these reports and whatnot. You think that Joe would go back to his desk and sit and process it and say, man, I probably should get my shit together. Either that or I'm going to end up getting fired. And then I'm going to have to go get another job and I'm going to have to start this all over again, right? You would think that that's how a rational person would think. But that is not how he thinks. It's not how most kids think. And I say most kids because it's not just him as a whole. It's the generational thing. Because all they want to do is sit around and wait for mommy and daddy to foot the bill and take care of them. Go buy me food. Go bring me food. Pick me up from here. Take me there. Drive me here. Drive me there. Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I buy this? Can I buy that? Can I have this delivered? Can I have that delivered? Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. And then what happens the day that you tell them, oh, well, hey, you know what? I understand that you need all this stuff and you want this and you want that. And, but guess what? I need something from you. And that's called responsibility. Oh my God. Oh my God. You expect something from me? Oh my God. I thought I was the chosen one. I thought all I did was take. That's the thought process. And I'm not saying that all the kids think that this way, but I mean, there are a lot of fucking kids that I have seen that act just like this. And you can usually pick them out of a crowd. They're usually walking around with their face in their phone. They have no clue to the world. They don't know what's going on around them. They have no situational experience. They have no social awareness. They have no situational awareness, no social awareness, just no awareness as a whole. They treat people as if they don't exist. They walk by you like you don't exist. They don't talk to anybody. They don't acknowledge anybody because You don't exist. You don't exist in their world, except when what? When they need something or they want something. Now, I'm going to tell you, as a man, I know how that works, because guess what? What is it that we do when we want something? Well, usually we either go above and beyond, or we just do something that we don't normally do, or we just continue doing what we're doing. We just hope that we get that reward system as a whole, right? Because let's face it, it's usually a reward system. Because if it wasn't a reward system, it would just be kind of like given, not asked for, offered, not asked for. You know, we'd get it offered more often than we ask, or we would at least get the ratio of offer versus asking, you know, like a 1-for-1, maybe a 2-for-1. It's not always going to be a perfect ratio, but I mean, you would think that sometimes it would be like, oh man, you know, hey, I acknowledge this. But no, that's not how it works. But kids, on the other hand, they will absolutely get that left and right. Parents, left and fucking right. Little Johnny, oh, you want to go out for a weekend on the boat? Oh, little Johnny, you want to go to the beach? Oh, little Johnny, you want to go hang out with your friends? You want to go to the movies? You want to go do this? You want to go do that? Yeah. Oh, you got any money? Well, no. That's what you're for. Oh, you're absolutely right. That's what I'm for. I am the checking account. It's frustrating. It really is. It's really frustrating because, you know that those kids aren't learning a damn thing. They're not learning anything other than, if I just leave it, someone else will do it. And if I don't have it, someone else will get it. And if I don't have the money for it, someone else will pay for it. And it's like, it's very unfortunate, because then we get into a society of like we have now. You know, I believe they're called, like, you know, liberals. But I mean, not even to just throw titles out there, just people in general who will go around in society and like cry victim all day long. Oh, well, you know, poor me, poor me. Oh, like, poor me. Oh, you don't like our kind because of this, and you don't like our kind because of that. It's like, no, I don't like your kind because your kind is a fucking drain on society. That's why. I don't want to have to go expend extra energy to explain to you why it is that you should do better as a human being. But I will. Why I feel like it's necessary to have to do that, I don't understand, right? So, going back to the whole blow-up thing, right, with the kid. So he makes a pretty good point, right? Only good to him, though, because I see right through it all. Because I've been at this for months, right? And the response was, well, if my mom wants something done, she can just ask me to do it. I said, oh, okay. So you don't think that you should just, you know, recognize that something needs to be done and go do it? You don't think that when you see that the garbage can is full that maybe you should just take it out? You don't think that you should see that when there's no dishes in the dish in the sink that maybe you should handle your dishes? You don't seem to think, like, you don't see those things? Like, she has to ask you to do all of that shit? She doesn't have to ask you to go feed yourself. She doesn't have to ask you to go take a shower. She doesn't have to ask you to go shower. I'm sorry, shower. I just said that. Oh my God. She doesn't have to tell you to wipe your ass after you're done taking a shit. So why is it? Oh, that's right. Because the things that she would have to ask you to do are the things that you don't want to do. And the reason I know this is because you don't do them on your own. So, why should we have to ask these things, right? She doesn't ask me. She doesn't ask me to do the dishes. She doesn't ask me to vacuum the house. She doesn't ask me to take out the trash. She doesn't ask me to feed the dogs. She doesn't ask me to run the dishwasher, empty the dishwasher. She doesn't ask me to do all of the things that I do to help take the things off of her plate so that she doesn't have to do them on a regular basis, so that she can have more time to herself which in turn she just ends up just giving away to somebody else anyways, whether it's her kids, whether it's her coworkers, or, and a lot of times it's me, but this is just one person in the entire world, right? So imagine if there's like millions of people out there that don't necessarily feel like they get the personal time to themselves that they want or deserve. Some people, her included, don't believe that she's entitled to it. She believes that her destiny is to work for these kids. And the kids feel like it's their destiny to make her work for them. Where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? We are going to raise a generation of whiny ass, entitled babies that are already starting to make their way through the world and already starting to make their way through the workforce, and they're going to be a drain on society. So, at the end of it all, I mean, if for nothing else, I know that this sucks, but, sometimes it's going to cause relationships to end. Sometimes it's going to have to cause you to lose people that you want, you love, you care about, you want to be with. But if they're not willing to see the writing on the wall, I mean, what are you going to do? You going to sit around? How long are you going to put up with it? I don't know. At the very beginning, not at the very beginning, but pretty recently, she had said, this is how summer's going to go down, right? He's either going to need to get a job or he's going to have to go to summer school. So I said that on a couple of occasions, and guess what? It gets scoffed at. And then she makes excuses. So what that tells me is that that what you told me was bullshit, and that you had no intentions on enforcing either of them. And because why? Because you don't want to inconvenience your 17-year-old kid to get off of his fucking ass and go out there and be a productive human being in society. And that is going to breed a roommate for life. That is going to breed somebody that you are never going to be able to swat off the tit. They're never going to grow up. They're always going to be up your ass. They're always going to be needy. But they're only going to be needy when they need it. And they're only going to be needy when they want it. Because guess who sits and listens to your day at the end of your day? Usually it's not your kids. They're usually in their room playing their game station, playing their game consoles, playing on their phones, talking to their friends, watching TV, eating, drinking, making a fucking mess, something of that nature. They're not the ones that are like, hey, Mom, tell me about your day. Tell me how your day was. How was work? How was your job? What's going on? How's life? How's everything going? It's not. And the downside is that the people that, in her case, she doesn't see that. So I'm like, okay, well, when your kids grow up and then they move on, and then you're like, and then they leave you, then what? Then you get to live your life? Well, why can't you live it now? You think they're going to be sitting at their apartment, wondering, gee, I wonder what my mom's doing. Maybe I'll call her and see what she's up to. If they don't do it now, what makes you think they're going to do it when they leave? Right? What makes you think that they're going to have the foresight to say, oh, you know what? Maybe I should go get a job. Maybe I should get, pick up a class. Maybe I should do something like a little side hustle or who knows? No. Society's breeding a bunch of titty babies and a bunch of victims and a bunch of, drains on society. And again, This is not the masses. This is just a portion. I don't know what the portion is. I don't know what the ratio is. I try not to go out into society too much because it's so draining. Oh my God. And it's not because I'm like socially awkward, like, oh, I can't go out and be in public. Oh, God, oh, I got to wear a mask. Oh, I can't talk to people. Oh, when I walk through the Publixes, I don't go like this. Oh my God, this person's too close to me. Oh, this person's breathing on me. Like, I am not that guy. Trust me. I'm that guy that'll go around talking to people, not because I like you, but just because out in public, I think that, you know what? I don't know what day you're having. I don't know what's going on in your life. For all I know, my little tiny snippet of conversation that's nice to you might be the difference between you going home and sticking a gun in your mouth, or might be the difference of you going home and, like, deciding to change your life. So, I mean, why go out there into society and be a dick to everybody? Now, there are people that deserve it. I'm not going to lie. There are a lot of people out there that deserve the dick treatment. And those people will show you who they are. And then for those that get it, they deserve it. So give it to them. Oof, that was bad. Sorry. The joys of non-editing. And as a matter of fact, this will be part 2 because the first part, like I said, I had to cut it off because the dogs can't seem to fucking get along. But because I'm the only one that plays with the dogs that they all wanted so much, they all gravitate towards me when I'm outside because they're like, oh, that means you want to PLAY with me. Why? Well, because I don't have anything to do all day long. Oh, that's right. I don't get to sit in front of the TV all day long, put my feet up, watch a podcast on my phone, play on my PlayStation all day long, leave my dishes in the sink, fill up the garbage can, eat all day long, graze all day long, and wait around for Mom to make me dinner because I'm starving at the end of the day because I haven't been eating all day long. No, I don't have those luxuries. Why? Because I'm a fucking adult. And I chose this life. I chose to be responsible. I chose to be held accountable for my actions. Not because somebody's making me, and not because she's like the one that's saying, oh, well, you know what? If you're going to come and hang out at my house, then you need to do this, this, and this. She doesn't say that I have to do a fucking thing. I could, in fact, do exactly that. Put my feet up, drink Monsters all day, play PlayStation all day, and not clean up a fucking bit. But what kind of a shitty human being would that make me? Would make me an absolute shit human being. So, yeah. With that, I'm going to go ahead and end it because these dogs are going to start acting stupid. So anyways, once again, I'm Ben with I'm Not Licensed. Tell somebody you love them. Take out the trash. Don't fucking, if you're a kid watching this, and you're not helping your parents, you're not helping the people that are taking care of you, and you're not, by helping them, I mean, you're helping yourself because you're learning what responsibility actually means. If you're not doing those things, then maybe you should take a look in the mirror and say to yourself, why? Why am I not doing these things, and why shouldn't I be doing them, or why couldn't I be doing them? Why won't I do them? Why don't I do them? Like, look at yourself. Don't look at anybody else around you. Don't look at a guy like me who's pointing it out to you that's saying, hey, man, you should really do this because it's helping out the house as a whole. No, what you should do is you should look at yourself, right? Because we all are our own worst critics, and we should really want to be the best versions of ourselves on a regular basis. And if you're not willing to be the best version of yourself, I don't know that good things are going to happen. I don't know that that's true to be factual, but it sounds about right. But anyways, once again, I'm Ben with I'm Not Licensed, and I appreciate you coming around and hanging out and letting me rant to you, and I hope that this maybe strikes a chord somewhere, whether it's in you or whether it's in one of your kids or whether it's in one of your family members or whatnot. I mean, there's deadbeats everywhere. And there's dead weight everywhere, and I hope that this makes a difference in your life in one way or another. And if it does, hey, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, whatever the YouTubers say. I mean, I can't exactly call myself a YouTuber just yet because I'm just a guy on here ranting, hoping that I find some like-minded people. So, at the end of the day, have a great one. It's almost it's almost Stanley Cup time. So talk to you later.